Imagine trying to build a multi-million dollar company all on your own. Ideation khud karo, planning khud karo, execution khud karo, sales, marketing, there are so many things that need to be done. Trying to crack the competitive exams all on your own is something like that. So here are 4 reasons why self-study almost always never works when you're giving exams like JEE and NEET. Lack of structure. Self-studying requires a lot of discipline and intense planning to cover all the syllabus all on your own. Without having a proper structured plan in place, it is really easy to just get overwhelmed by all these concepts and lose track. Many students struggle with creating a consistent study routine and sticking to it on a daily basis. Limited resources. Exams like JEE and NEET, they often require a very in-depth knowledge of the subjects, and most of the times when a student is self-studying, they will have to use some books or some online resources, and oftentimes they are not enough. They may not provide the same depth or the level of clarity that is actually needed to crack these exams that a normal coaching class or a personalized class can do. Limited feedback and evaluation. When you're studying on your own, it can often be difficult to get an exact measure of your progress. So feedback from experienced tutors and mentors can help you in detecting your weaknesses, have a strategic planning in place to cover those weaknesses, and get proper insights for your evaluation. This is a major point that many students miss, even the ones who are actually going to coaching classes. So often what happens is, if you're in a batch of 30 to 40 or sometimes even 100 students, or even worse if you're doing live classes online which are live streamed, so basically you don't have any way of interacting with the teacher in real time, it is very difficult for even the professor to individually point out the mistakes that every student is making. So only the students that are really proactive in this sense, they go to the tutors, they trouble them with their doubts, and they are the ones whose progress can be correctly monitored by the teachers. Having said that, we understand that every student is different and every student's personality and nature is different. Not all students are comfortable in going up to the tutors and giving them active feedback about how their performance has been and how they are feeling, what they are facing difficulties in, and what is going good for them. So that's why here at Paathshala we focus only on one-to-one classes, so the tutors can detect the performance of the students and guide them when there is time to do so and not when it's too late. The last thing is motivation and accountability. Self-studying requires a really strong sense of self-motivation and a sense of accountability. And this is something which a very limited percentage of population possess. This one thing is probably the number one predictor of if a student can be successful or not in their self-study. I don't think personally any student who doesn't have a very strong sense of self-motivation and accountability, they can succeed on these exams without some external guidance. Like, these are probably the only students who can maybe work out in this system, because exams like JEE and NEET, they are not sprints, they are marathons. You need to not just have self-motivation and accountability, you need to have that over a long duration of 2, sometimes even 3 years, sometimes even 5 years for that matter. So having strong support systems in place is very, very important. It is important to have some people in your life that will give you that motivation or will hold you accountable when you're not feeling it. That is another thing we really focus on here at Paathshala, is having an accountability partner with the students. So every student is assigned something called as an educare manager who will help the students out in their studies. They will motivate them, encourage them, talk to them about their daily planning, and just be an overall accountability buddy. So this way the student themselves don't have to face the pressure of studying as well as holding themselves accountable. They can just focus on studying and they can let someone else hold them accountable, because everybody knows that you just cannot build a multi-million dollar company on your own. So we here at Paathshala and Photon Ecademy, we take one-to-one online classes for students that are preparing for any of the science exams like JEE, NEET, Olympiads, even boards or foundation for that matter. Our philosophy is that we want to give personalized attention to all the students that are joining us in this journey. So if this is something that sounds like something you need, you can give us a call and you will find all our contact details in the description below. And give this channel a like and a subscribe for more such content.